What's up guys, this is Photon here. Sorry for the wait for this tutorial, but here it is, just the how to make explode the plane like I did in my Devastation Montage for the editing contest entry. I'm just gonna go and get the model now. Okay, so I'll put in the link where I downloaded these planes because I actually remembered what video I got it from. So once this loads, oh there we go. So yeah, we have our plane. It looks a bit funny here, but when you render it, it's fine. The windows are all nice and sharp. I've added a HDR for the sky. If you don't know how to do that, what you do is you just add a sky. I just went to create, load material preset, visualize materials, HDR. I'll just use HDR1 actually. Drag that onto the sky. Right click, Cinema 4D tags composite in, and check scene by camera off, so it will reflect on the material, which sort of gives it a better effect. But if you want to just bring that down, just go to the luminance and bring down the brightness and just keep adjusting it to where it is to a reflection which you think is better or most suitable for you. I'll just use that. It's fucking nice, that is. I think that looks like really, proper. I mean, if it was a different HDR, it might be a bit better, but I think it's better than, with the HDR than without. So yeah, first of all, the plane's flying, so I won't need to do the landing gear. So just for a quick tutorial, I'll just delete the gear and the hatches, gear blades. That's not good. You know what? I'm just going to close them up. Boom ting. It's not even closed properly, but you know. It's hard to see what you're doing, but that will do. It's a very rough job, but yes. Okay, so first of all, before we start animating the plane, we need to make the engines spin, which we need the PWs. So just hit keyframes on both of them. Go to about 100, say. Click on one of them and start rotating it. That will do. Keyframe. Hopefully it won't spin out of control. Oh, what? See, that's what happens when the thing fucking hates you. Which happens quite a lot to me. So I'm just going to see if I can quickly fix that. I think what it is the way. Maybe if I just bring this here, sort of in the middle of this area, and we try it again. Nope. Okay. If you go into the PW and just select the blades, check that and go for that. Alright, that works. So we'll just whack that to just 2000 keyframe and go into the PW blades and do the same. 2000. Oh, that. No, my bad. 2000. Drag that keyframe to the end. Okay, now this really does hate me. Why is it doing that? Okay, so what I'll do is maybe just a PW will work on this. If it does, I'm gonna be pissed. Oh, that is a piss take. Anyway, we just want to have this spin as well, so check that. Okay, so it's 2000 there. Alright, so they're both spinning. That's all good. Fine. That's sorted. I don't know why it done that, but okay. So we've got the engine spinning like they would on a plane. Maybe we just want to just animate some various instruments on the aircraft, like the rudder. Once I found it. There it is. All you want to do is just like, I don't know, there, and then in the middle of that, just make it turn left. So the rudder flaps like that. So you know, you won't really see it much from the angle that we're going to be placing the camera, but okay. So if we say put a camera here, and we select the Boeing, keyframe there, maybe come here, and because the rudder is therefore moving like that, we shall bank it like that. So maybe the rudder can be brought back a bit to about here. So it goes rudder, and that's when the Boeing around here is where we will level it back off again. So around here, so it goes banks to the left. Maybe bring that up. Maybe we don't need to bank it that much, just about there. So we got the plane banking. Maybe just add another keyframe there. Smoothens it out a bit more. Okay, so then the rudder. Where's the rudder? Where it comes to leveled off back, I think that's where we should do the end keyframe for the rudder and then place that in the middle. We'll just leave it at that. The rudder doesn't really use it. It's these bits here that I think make the plane bank. But anyway, for people that don't know that, they're not going to know any different. So, you know, just something to make the animation a bit more lively, if you know what I mean. Maybe, yeah, I think that can. Maybe if you want to have the camera move slightly, like that. If we're going to do 100 frames, then now you've got your nice animation for the first scene. Maybe you want to have it a bit zoomed in as well when you come for the end camera, so it sort of turns and zooms, and that is what you would do for your first scene. And then we'll go and make the second scene now. I'm not going to save it because I'll just go back and use the scene that I already made just to make sure I've got them actually. Hopefully I do. Where was it? Current editing contest, cinematics, plane hit. Plane hit 2. Okay. Before we do that, I have forgotten something. Ah, shit. Ah, okay, well. Alright, what we need to do is I have got a missile model which I'm now going to import, which I have forgot. We need to animate the missile coming in. If I just bring this back here and rotate that to about there. We'll leave that relatively same size, you know. Now we need to sort of put it where the engine is because it's right at the end of the keyframes. So we'll shove it in there. Hit keyframe. come back, go to side view, up, back there to about up here, and rotate it on the red. Enter, so then it sort of like comes down, if you know what I mean. But if you go to about halfway and you bring it down a bit, it will make a nice curve, so that when we come back into the animation, missile comes down, boom, on the engine. And the reason I picked to do the missile in Cinema 4D, which you won't be able to see because it hasn't got any textures on it, but it's because I can get a solid model of a nice missile, and then all I need to do is add smoke in it, which I'll do in After Effects. So yeah, that is sort of the first scene. That's how I sort of made it, and I also added a little character just sitting in there. I think you'd probably know how to do that. Just get a rigged character, move his legs and move him like he's sitting down, size him down and just place him in and drag him into the Boeing folder. Could be anywhere in the cockpit, I don't know. It's up to you. So yeah, that is the first scene. Let's go on to making the second scene. So I'll just open up the plane again. Okay, so again we don't need the gears. I'll just delete parts 1 and 2 just because I can't be asked to put them in again. This is making the engine blow now, so okay, this is where it might get a bit tricky for some of you, or a bit complex. On the website, the 3D models, this is where I got it from. If you type in just engine and download the airplane engine, you will get this model. If I just import it. And it is rather small, so I'll just size it up. Okay, that's a bit too big, but okay, let's move that into position of the engine. The reason I chose to download this model is because this is an engine without the what do you call it? The paneling type thing, you know, the skin. I don't know. And this is a much better detail than what was there before. So if you just place that relatively the same size and in the center, there's about the center. Doesn't matter if the wires are hanging out or anything yet, because what we'll do now is we will size that down so you can't see it, and hit here. We'll just leave it there. You want to add that? No, we don't want to do that yet. What you would want to do now is go to the actual engine, like these bits. Okay, we'll start blowing it off. So actually, we'll get this ring. This is where you sort of need to use your common sense. When the plane's flying and something blows off, it's not just going to fall down, it's going to blow off and fly back because of the force, like the wind that's heading straight for the plane. So, say for about 10 frames in, hit a keyframe, go to about 25. Maybe you just want to, bring it out up here. Maybe spin it a bit. Oh, my bad. Part 1. That's all one part, so we're just going to edit that. Just select all this, split, and delete. Okay, so that's 2 separate objects now, and we'll just use this object. Actually, what we'll do is just delete that, and then just copy and paste it. We'll just get this all set up. That needs to be in the middle, and then we'll copy and paste this, drag it back in to this part, and that's already in place for me. No, that's not right. One just needs to go over there. Okay, now we've got it sorted. We've got one each. Keyframe before you sit down. You want to bring it out, move it up, say, spin it a bit, and then what we got is that's blown off into the air, and then if I come to about here and bring it to side view, bring that all the way back here, maybe spin it some more, there, enter. What it'll do is it'll come out and then fucking smash it back there, but as you see it goes through the wings. So if we just move that up slightly to about here, that's good. So it'll smash and blow back. That's one part. Now we need to do the rest. So this, again, front view, I just split it in half. So if you come to the selection tool, face tool, check off visible elements, whatever, and we need to find where this is. So here, alright, just select half of it. That will do. Split and delete. So now we've got two separate ones, and we'll just move this all into place to about there will do, and then check off. Now we need to animate these. So this is just going to blow out there. That's not going to be too hard. So about 10 to about 25. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna whack this back. It's gonna come out and back here, and then we can add some rotations on it. Let's see how that looks. That sort of looks alright, because that, you know, we'll just do that. What the fuck is this? There's one still here. I'll just delete that, just, you know. I don't know what's going wrong there. Okay, so far we got some of the engine blowing off. We can have this part blow off now, which can sort of go underneath. We'll do that going under. So 25 will come out a bit, down, rotate at random to about 60, and release that back here with some more rotations. So the engine has blown off, and then this little thing, whatever that is, but that can go over just for, you know. Actually, what we do is we'll move that out, up, and then we'll rotate that like that. So that comes boom, and then with the 60, whack that back with a few more rotations, which we'll do. And then boom, that's the engine blown off. Again, you can do this bit, which I will do, which is a reverser. 10, that can just blow back. You know, I know this is in the way, but if you can just do that, go to 60, and you can just, well, do 40, so it's quicker. Just whack that back, and then maybe just that rotation because it's going back. So boom, the engine's gone, but we do have our engine below it, which is what, oh wait a minute, these need to go, PWs. So I forgot about that, my bad. So there, it's just a bit like, it's a bit repetitive, but that's just basically what you do to blow it off. So now we've got smash, the whole thing's fell to bits. If you want to, you can actually use Throwser on a thing and actually make it crumble. There's various Throwser tutorials out there, but still got to do that terminal, how to crash terminal, which I'll do it in there actually. I'll show you how to use that plugin if you don't know how to already. So yeah, so we got our nice bits flying off, and now we've got an engine left, which is going to take forever because it is a very detailed model, and I can't remember. I think there's some lights actually. You want to delete these lights in the engine because it therefore casts shadows and stuff, which makes it look crap on the aircraft. So once you delete it there, you've basically got the engine with some bits which you can blow off as well. You can blow off these bits, and I don't know what that is, so I'm just going to delete it. But oh fuck off! Oh, what I've done. Yeah. So what's that? Where's that? For tutorial, I'm just going to delete that, and I'm just going to delete just this as well. You don't, please, if you're going to do it like I said in my last tutorial, don't copy, but you can possibly do it to a helicopter or something. But I'm just showing you how the animation actually worked. Okay, so now what we got is the engine, just the base engine. Actually, not keep that bit. And because it was sized down, what you want to do is come back to the 10th frame where everything started to blow off. Hit a keyframe on the engine, and then when everything blows off, just like size it up a bit, just so it's normal size. And the reason we don't do that is so it can fit inside, so you don't have the things hanging out. And when it blows off, it gets bigger. Well, I thought it got bigger. 1 minute. Oh. What? Okay, my bad. That's a cock up, innit? That should be... Okay, we'll just leave it at that. That should have sized up, but, for some reason, it is not. We'll take off the sky, actually. But, okay, we'll just do it on the... Take that out of here. And, we'll size it down, because obviously it's showing. Keyframe, boom, and make that bigger. That should work. Oh, fucking hell, this is doing my head in. What the fuck? Anyway, we'll just leave it as it is, because it has been not nice. Bring that back a bit to about here. Okay, that'll do. So engine blows, and then you got this left over. What you might want to do is therefore drag that into the plane, the Boeing, and when it blows off, maybe tilt the plane, because it's going to obviously jolt it, and maybe bring that back up, and then what the fuck is that doing there? Oh my god, I hate it when things fuck up in tutorials. But okay, we got it. Okay, that's back in place now. Boom. Alright, and what you might want to do is drag that into, where's the engine? Into engine holder. Just drag it into the engine holder, this engine. And you want to do that because what we're going to do now is we're going to animate just this sort of group area. Oh, what's it doing? Oh no, it's all good. You want to get this sort of tool, It's lagging now. That's something I didn't want. Okay. So I'll do that in the middle. I hate when it lags because you can't see what you're doing. Okay, that'll do. And then what you want to do is just... What is this doing? Okay, you know what? We're not even going to bother doing that. Alright, well, that was a fuck up. Big time. Maybe we'll just do the engine then. If you go to the engine, which is right back at the top because I done it, you can maybe keyframe it at 10, bring it here, and maybe just like rotate it or something. I don't know. Just so it's loose. So but keep this sort of relatively on top, otherwise it'll start falling through the model. Okay, so now we got that. Just add a camera. Now I think I done mine zoomed up. Let's move that into place about here. Come to here, say, and move it out. And then there we go. The thing's blown off and the thing's loose. And that is the Cinema 4D tutorial, which I'm going to wrap that up now. Part 1. I think it's a long tutorial. Part 2 will be After Effects. So you can add sky, like as in background sky, clouds, and then smoke and explosions and shit. So that'll be out after this one, I would say. So go and check that out when it's out. Peace.